G'day and welcome to the Breaking Through podcast. It is a very special week for us. Breaking Through has turned 6.
Yeah, happy birthday.
This week. When I started Breaking Through, I had just finished uni. We were just entering COVID and ScoMo gave us that money.
Oh, the 1K?
Yeah, I think it's like 1.5.
Yeah.
And I bought some mics and here we are. It was originally to, get myself into Triple J, show them that, I'm excited and want to do that type of stuff. Not how it worked out, but 6K, 6 years later, Breaking Through still here. I didn't think it would go this way.
Yeah.
But, there's 100,000 of you now, where the podcast has, changed and adapted, and I didn't think I'd be posting on TikTok 15 million times a week.
Yeah.
Again, here we are. But Breaking Through hasn't just come across in the last 2 years. I know that's when a lot of you guys found me, but at the start, no one was really taking any notice of me, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. And then you guys started giving a shit, helped me out immensely. And then industry started giving a shit.
Yeah.
So
you broke through.
Yeah, I broke. Well, I'm still breaking through. And I wouldn't be able to almost be at my dream stuff without everyone else supporting over the last couple of years. So to have like my dream job almost the reality, crazy. That's support from you guys. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on the birthday of like where we started.
Yeah.
Like, man, so long ago, all the hosts that have come past in the last 6 years as well. There's been a couple. Thanks everyone for the support.
Yeah, it's gone through a couple of different things. You were doing artist interviews for a while, then industry interviews, and now it's kind of settled into this two-man operation.
Yeah, I'm very happy with where Breaking Through is now and focusing on... I think I get a real thrill of focusing on what punters think and information for them and that type of stuff. It's the most I've ever gotten out of Breaking Through. And you guys give me all the feedback, information. People do like uni assessments on me and like high school projects on me and that type of shit. That's nuts. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One thing that I've always propped you for is that you talk about music the way I talk about music to other people. Like, there is a very specific way where it's kind of like sports.
Yeah. Which is exactly what I want.
Yeah. So, yeah, props to you, man. This is awesome.
I think it's like I'm not presenting to you, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Which is how I want to do it with everyone. And, you guys, even at festivals and gigs and that type of stuff, come up and talk to me the same, which is exactly what I want. So... Breaking Through, hopefully it's going to stay like that for 7th birthday, 10th birthday. Yes.
Cheers.
Nice little plug for cheers. Although it's not much big is happening, there's been a few surprises over the last week. Jack Johnson adds more shows. I don't think that's very surprising. Niall Horan said that he's coming start of next year. We all thought it would be this year, especially with, doing the album pre-order thing. Osamason announced a tour. He was supposed to be coming a little while ago. So, pardon me. Good that he's actually finally coming. Aaron LeCown announced some debut Oz shows. MKTO has some shows as well. They were here at the end of last year. But the surprise packet for me out of everything is Harry Styles adding a 4th stadium show in Melbourne.
Yeah, he added it a bit late in the game. How long have tickets been on sale now for the other 3 shows? Like months.
Yeah, I think it was December that it was announced.
Yeah.
And then sales went on. So, I think they were banking on, the first shows happening, the tours happening, people are going to get FOMO. And I think that's what happened because they didn't sell that quick. For Harry Styles, they should have sold quick.
Yeah.
But, I was looking at the shows the other day and they're mostly all sold out. Obviously, there's dribs and drabs for some shows, but I wasn't expecting another show almost 6 months after a show's being announced. But here we are. Also, another ticket that has come up that I don't think I've ever seen, or I can't remember seeing. Spacey Jane announced a tour, and they're doing 2 nights in most locations, and they have a 2-night pass. So a 2-night pass is $150, and a single for GA for like Brisbane or something like that is like $99.
Yeah.
So the second night's essentially half price. What do you think of a 2-night pass?
I think that's cool. I'm interested to know if they're going to do like 2 sort of different sets. Because if I was to get a double pass, I wouldn't want to see the same show twice. I want to see like the hits, obviously, both nights. But then I want to see like all the other songs that they chuck in there. I want to change.
It would be the
from
same
night
set.
to night. You reckon?
Because like otherwise they would have to advertise as different nights. Because like if you want, like I'm sure maybe they would change a song or 2, but it's got to be the same set. It's for the super fans. It's for the fans that would go to most shows anyway, or just can't get enough of Spacey Jane in one show, that you can get a second show for half price. I think it's one of the smartest things I have seen this year so far.
Yeah.
Once I saw this, I went, yep, this is a great way for, like, obviously not everyone's going to do this, but it's for the super fans to get as much of Spacey Jane without going to another city.
Do you think they've got enough super fans in Australia to be able to warrant that though? Like, considering that they're kind of always touring, they tour a year and they play like a lot of the festivals that we have here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're a fan of Spacey Jane, you've probably seen him a couple of times already just by being around and being active in the music scene. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards like, hey, you change half the set every night and you're giving me something else, I'll buy those double passes. It gives me a little bit more of a kick.
But it's like, I don't think there's, thousands and thousands of super fans, maybe a couple hundred in each city. So I think that's what that's for. I think Spacey Jane and like a lot of other Australian up and coming acts, or whatever, if you're doing a tour, if you're doing 2 shows in a city or whatever, or even if you did like a 3-show kind of membership to a tour, I think that would work really well. You're not going to get thousands of people buying this double pass, but you might get a few hundred in each city, and that kind of bumps up the numbers and kind of, River Stage in Brisbane, that's a pretty decent venue for, 2 shows.
Yeah.
So I think it's really smart. Spacey Jane have some, really hardcore fans. So it's just giving them the chance. I think it's really smart. You can't have someone like Olivia Rodrigo doing like a 4-night pass, because she has so many hardcore fans that it would just take that chance from everyone else. So I think bands like Spacey Jane, it's a really good way to have fans come, still kind of be affordable for that second night. You're essentially getting that second night for $50.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But they've got a new album out. They could like mix up the set list.
New album coming?
So they can mix up the set list with some new songs, change them every night.
I'm sure they would add some new ones, but like I don't think they would change like majority of this.
They got a lot of bangers.
They do have a lot of bangers over a lot of years as well.
Yeah.
So maybe unless they advertised it and before things went on sale and went like, hey, this is what the first night's going to be, this is what the second night's going to be. I just don't like it when it's, people are getting completely different sets and they want a certain set. I think it'd be a good night anyway. Spacey Jane, I've seen them. They're one of the people I've seen the most.
Yeah.
And they're always so good.
Yeah.
Especially a festival set as well. I think, they're super well. Back to Harry Styles for a second. I'm living through my TikTok algorithm at the moment.
I've seen the same stuff, I think. And
I think we are getting on the same TikTok algorithm. The Harry Styles stage layout.
Yeah.
I think it's I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's kind of a win for like the cheaper seats, for the people that like can't afford like the $400 tickets or whatever. Their seats look sick. Like you get to see everything, and the people that have spent so much money, it doesn't look like a great view.
The stage design is weird to me because it's like a bridge. It kind of cuts over, and then another bridge on the other side. But there's like, and then it's like got a like circular bit on the outside.
It reminds me of like a BMX track.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Like, dude, have you ever tried to run around something that big and then get back to where you were?
The videos of him running, it's like, that's why he was doing the marathon.
I would be sweating so
same.
hard after one loop.
Yeah.
It would be cool if everyone got a good look at him. The thing that I've seen online that people are complaining about is that the bridge is too high.
Too high, yeah.
So you're not really seeing anything. So I guess he's got to fix that. Hopefully they can like work all that out. But yeah, dude, he must be so tired at the end of the shows. I don't know how he's doing it. And I kind of
getting his steps in, man.
Yeah, he's getting his steps in 100%. He's got to be like shows are all filmed now anyway, so you're seeing it on the screen. It's kind of doing too much that you don't really need to do. I guess everyone gets a good look at him, but you don't really need
the screen's doing too much.
No, with the screens just there, that a lot of people in the arena stadiums are like watching the screens a lot of the time because you can't like really see him from far away. Yeah. I just feel like it's all a bit too much now, and it's like, oh, there he is.
Some of the videos I'm seeing, it's like these people are on the pods, and it's like they can't see him because he's over the other side, and the bridge is in front. So they're in these pods that would have cost so much money. So they're having to look at the screens anyway, and it's like that sucks. That would like you want something to be worth the money of how much you paid, especially when it's like hundreds of dollars for something like that. And when you're having to look up to a screen, I'd be ropeable.
Yeah. I think Taylor got it right where it just kind of came out and like circulated. Yeah. So like everyone got a good view around there.
Yep.
He's kind of overcomplicated it to be, a bit different.
But I think what it's like, especially with shows like this, it'll be everyone will get FOMO and then buy the tickets anyway, even if it's negative press.
Yeah.
It's just like people are going to get FOMO of not being there and not being able to say it was bad or not being able to say it was good. They just want to be there.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is going to matter anyway, but I just think the timing of that Force show being added was very interesting. I think leave it a week.
Yeah.
Leave it 2 weeks and then add another show. But it was super soon after. And I was just like, I was at work and I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? But yeah, I'm interested to see how it sells.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the set list too. I should have maybe looked that up before the show, see how much of the new album he's playing.
It's a bit all over the shop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I had a quick look, and I don't want to say all the songs because people will rip us to shreds for saying, I think this was on it. But it's a little all over the shop.
Okay.
A tour that I want to touch on from an Australian band that I love dearly, and I just think it's interesting because, and it's more of like it's a question that I don't think any other Australian act really has this, I don't want to call it an issue, but like has this situation. Vacations are doing an Australian tour, an Asia tour, and a US tour. The US tour sold out, has extra dates. Asia tour is selling well. Australian tour is like, selling right as well. But like they're one of our biggest exports at the moment in terms of bands. And it's just like, it's more of me saying you're missing out if you're not seeing Vacations.
Yeah.
I've seen them like 3 or 4 times. Man, playing in the venues that they're playing at, it's just, people always talk about getting on a band and seeing them in a small venue because they end up being huge. It's like, these guys are huge.
Yeah.
It's just, for some reason, they're not here. So I think if you've ever heard of Vacations or you need a new band to get into, Vacations, they're going all over as well. If you can go and see a show, it'll be cheap. Like,
I have an interesting story about Vacations and their kind of international like popularity. I was doing a music course sort of grant thing that we got from the AAM. So we got given like 10 weeks of like talks from people in the industry and stuff like that to help our career. And we had Vacations manager on as a Skype call. And he was kind of explaining that like they kind of blew up in the US because the singer of the band used an American distribution, what is it called? A distro or whatever, when they put their songs through. So it was getting released in America and going out to American DSPs and stuff like that. And it kind of was like a fluke. Like he didn't know that you weren't supposed to upload them to American ones, and he kind of did it, and it kind of boosted them up there.
TikTok helped them immensely as well.
Yeah, he said that he was very big and he talks to his fans in the early days at least.
Yeah, but like they have hundreds of millions of streams on songs.
Yeah,
like crazy.
Yeah,
that they have that, and then it's like you talk to people from Australia, and it's just like, oh, I haven't really heard.
It's
of
kind
them.
of they're kind of like a well-kept secret, you know? Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But I just think like those type of bands, what we talk about a lot on here, supporting Australian acts, and that's an act that like I've been pushing for quite a long time. They're one of the reasons I got like started breaking through.
Yeah.
And then when I have had them on the pod before and seen them live, and their shows are so good. So like if you can go to a show, if they're in your city, tickets are available. This isn't an ad, by the way.
I think they'll sell out closer to the date anyhow.
I hope so, and I hope they come back and play bigger venues, because they did Laneway one time, and they were like one of the opening sets. I was like, Vacation's opening set or second or whatever it was. I was like, that's crazy.
Humble Oz shows.
For now, for someone that is like super big, and I mean, this situation I think is interesting because Drake, like we all knew Iceman was coming. That promo of like the ice, that big ice cube in whatever city it was, that was cool. I enjoyed that. Releasing 3 albums at once, what the hell?
It doesn't make any sense to me why he would drop that much content in one hit. Especially that there wasn't like any singles to like tease it. It was just all a big drop. And he released music videos for like a lot of it. Like if you go to his YouTube page, I think they're all split up now, but he was just doing live streams of like, and they'd go for an hour, and it was just music videos for every single song on each album. But Shane Gillis was in a music video.
Really?
Yeah.
Shane Gillis was in a Drake video?
He plays a cop, and he's like in the back seat of a cop car, and Drake's son is like driving the car and like speeding down the highway.
Fuck, I love Shane Gillis.
But yeah, there's some good music videos. There's good creative direction. Like I give props to him. I wish it didn't all come in one hit. It just kind of doesn't make me appreciate anything on there because there's too much.
But from a promo standpoint, it makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
Like, and I think a lot of people will tell you to be like, you know, you got to treat music kind of like an algorithm. Like you've got to stay consistent on that algorithm. If you've got 3 albums worth of work, like, wouldn't you release one like every 2 months, 3 months?
You'd think you'd do something like that.
Like, it just, and like there's been artists that have done, you know, a surprise second album as well. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do surprise an
3
extra
album.
2.
I mean, he works hard. Is that what he's trying to get across? That he's a hard worker? It's
Yeah.
like, bro, we get it.
But I think it's like, you know, putting albums together costs so much money. So I think it's like a bit of a privileged thing to do to be able to release 3 albums at once.
Is he trying to get out of a record deal? Because he had problems with Universal because of the whole Not Like Us thing and all the Kendrick disses because they were on the same label. And I remember him trying to sue Universal. I think it was because he accused them of like beefing up Kendrick's streams to kind of attack his image.
They went to court or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
Is he trying to get out of an album deal or something like that by doing this? Like he owes them 3 more albums. Boom. There they all are.
And they're not being well received.
No, they're all kind of very mid. I've only listened to 2. I've listened to Iceman and Maid of Honor. Whatever the third one is, I haven't listened to that one yet. But there's some okay stuff on there, but yeah, nothing crazy good.
Which I found interesting as well is like Triple J did a post on it before it came out and was just like, does Drake need to release a really good album because he's like, you know, been pretty mediocre the last couple of years, and they got ripped to shreds on that comment section. But I think it was actually a really good post to make because it actually showed some personality.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't being overly positive, and I think it's a really good point to make. And then all the Drake fanboys were in the comment section going like, oh, calling Drake mediocre, this kind of sounds racist, but it's like, no, his last couple albums have been mediocre as hell.
And now that he's got this beef with Kendrick and he's going to be, you know, put up against him for a while until that all subsides, you've got to come with something better than Kendrick's last album, GNX.
Especially with some of the albums that Drake has put out. He went on a pretty good run, pretty early on.
Yeah.
And that's what got him on this, you know, trajectory.
That's why he's one of the biggest.
Yeah,
one of the biggest to do it.
100%. So, like, I was just like, why are we putting 3 out, man? It's too much to consume.
Yeah.
Like, I think with how much music is out, how much, you know, content we're consuming on everything, I can't listen to 3 Drake albums.
Yeah. Which makes me think that he's trying to get out of a deal or some things at play why he would do this, because it doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
I am interested to know what songs kind of rise to the top after a while. I think it's too early to kind of
He broke a few records on Spotify though.
True, but there's so many. I guess it's like any Drake fan's going to listen to all of them. You're going to have some like, he broke the streaming record for one artist in a day.
And there's like, I think out of all the artists I've covered in the last couple of years that I've been doing this, I think the most abuse I've ever copped was from Drake fans. And that was when I was covering the Drake cancellations before it was cancelled.
Yeah.
Because I obviously had sources telling me that. And it cancelled. I was going to bed at night going like, fuck, what have I done? Like,
dude, in this era, I'd be mad if I was a Drake fan as well. You just watch your boy take shots and you're just like, bro, Kendrick's just shitted all over him and you got to fucking stand by your man.
Oh, but yeah, genuine. But it's just like, that's like, I'm not a super fan of anyone, which I'm kind of happy about that because I can be critical on acts that I like and go, hey, this sucks.
Yeah.
Or, hey, this isn't up to the standard that I'm used to. I think super fans take it way too far, and it's like you can like someone without defending them on every little thing. Doesn't mean you don't like them if you're saying something negative, which I think is a huge problem in media, especially in music media.
Yeah.
And something that I think we don't do here.
I mean, he's still bitter about the Kendrick stuff. He's still mentioning him on some of the songs.
It's like him
stuff.
expressing, hey.
Yeah. So, and he's roping more people into it as well. It's just like, if he took any of the criticism, it should have been just like, just don't mention it anymore. Don't mention any beef. Just
move past it.
Just make some bangers again.
Yeah. We got the first single off Gracie Abrams' new album. And like, Gracie Abrams toured Australia a little while ago. Played arenas. I wasn't really a big fan of Gracie Abrams. I hear it in passing. People talk about it, yada, yada, yada. I can safely say now, with this new single, I am a Gracie Abrams fan.
Yeah.
It just hit me. And it's one of those songs now that, like, I like that's Hit the Wall from Gracie Abrams, that now I go back to listen to other Gracie songs and I hear it with a different ear now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, she's actually got some bangers, man. Like, her voice, it's soothing.
She has that thing where the first time I heard her, I was like, it's too much like Taylor Swift. I'm not really into it. And then after a while, you sort of hear it more. Like, That's So True. I just sort of heard a bit more. And I was like, you know what? If this was a Taylor Swift song, it'd be a good one. And so, like, and then, I had the same thing. When I heard this song, I was like, cool, I like her.
It doesn't go like it doesn't hit like super heights for me, but it just hits enough where I'm just like, everything's working here. And it's a single where it does what a single should do to get you keen for what's next, to get you keen for the rest of the album.
Yeah.
I'm keen to dig into it when it comes out. But...
And when's it coming out? July?
Yeah, it comes out July 17. So it's called Daughter from Hell, which is hilarious because her dad is J.J. Abrams and created some of the worst Star Wars movies we've ever seen. So, like, I think she'll get a little bit of support. But, I'm keen for a Gracie Abrams album. I'd like to see how she sounds as well.
Yeah. It's kind of got me thinking. A new album on the way. Laneway, also around the corner. We did it on our prediction podcast. I think it was the fan prediction. I think maybe a fan predicted it and we talked about it. It kind of is all lining up. If she makes a mark with this new album, Laneway's announced in August, maybe we'll get her as a headliner.
I think if Laneway go the pop route, there's only maybe one or two people that can headline it.
And do you reckon that's her? I reckon she's going to get a big push.
And I think Gracie's one of those people.
Yeah, now we're talking.
I think they would have, if it was Gracie, they'd have her locked in already.
It's all planned. Laneway would have known months ago when she's going to release the album.
Yeah.
They probably would have heard the album.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the labels are going, we're going to push this, like she's ready for a headline.
But I think the question that like first comes to me, because you have acts like Zara Larsson that gets talked about a lot, Tate gets brought up a lot, and it's like after the years of years of Charlie and Chapel, it's like, are any of these girls big enough to follow in that pop route for Laneway? I think Gracie fits out of all the rest of the pop girls. I think she fits the best.
Yeah.
In that kind of Laneway indie pop slot.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like, she's obviously more pop than indie, but like, it just compared to like someone like a Tate McRae.
Yes, 100%. Tate's a bit in the other direction, whereas Gracie kind of would have that thing. And if
Tate's out and out pop.
Yes, yeah. I think if you filled it up too, like maybe put Hayley Williams in there, Lola Young, it all kind of fits and it all kind of works. And like,
there's so much good, women talent, female talent out there that if we got a lineup like that, I'd be so keen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at this point when we're talking now, it's not going to be as big as Chapel or Charlie, but who knows by the time when Ray rolls around.
I think it's when like Gracie's someone that would get a lot of people in, but then you could, like, the sub-headliners as well could bump that up as well, so it wouldn't be as big a gap between the headliner and sub-headliners, which is what I want.
Yeah.
But whether Laneway does that, I don't know.
And look,
because the headliner now gets everyone there.
If she got a #1 single off this new album, something that blew up that everyone kind of knew, perfect. She fits right into that. Like, she's the next step.
Depends how Olivia's album goes.
Yeah.
Which, I'm expecting that to do very well. Now, something came out over the last week. It was Spotify sometimes puts out, like your end of year best songs, best artists, whatever. But they have done a playlist of your all-time top songs, and they gave you a little slideshow of like your top artists or whatnot. I thought it would be good because I get asked all the time who I listen to, who my top acts are, yada, yada, yada. If you have listened to me, my top act will not surprise you, but maybe some of my artists will. But Tyson, if you want to go,
what was your top act?
My top act was Catfish and the Bottlemen.
Ah, of course.
That should surprise absolutely no one because I talk about them constantly.
Yeah. My top artist was Ye, or formerly known as Kanye West.
Oh boy.
I really liked his cousin's song, bro.
We can't say that, Tyson.
No. He's just like, when I'm feeling good, I listen to Kanye. So I was very happy that he was kind of a #1. It means I've been feeling good for the last 10 years.
And no one can deny that he has bangers.
Yeah.
His older stuff, absolute bangers. Give me your top 3 songs.
Top 3 songs of all time?
Yep.
Okay. My third one was Girls by The Dare, which is probably the latest song.
That's crazy.
I was really early on The Dare. Like, I knew him about it for about a year before anyone else.
I knew we saw him at Laneway, but I didn't know he was going to be like up there.
Yeah. Well, dude, so probably about a year before Brat, I knew about The Dare. He only had 2 songs out, and I was very, very early on about it.
Crazy.
So I was listening. I've been cranking it for a while.
Yep.
Number 2, Slide by Calvin Harris, Frank Ocean, Quavo.
Yeah.
Oh, Offset. Sorry. And then number 1, Real Love Baby by Father John Misty. I'm a big softie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him live at like a Splendor.
Yeah, he's great. I was surprised that he was my number 1 though, but that song is one that I bump a lot. How about you? What was your top 3?
My third, and is the most recent on the playlist. Well, on the playlist. I didn't expect this, but it is Sickly Sweet. It's the Tobias remix by Jetta and Tobias. I have both of these. So the Sickly Sweet, the original, and the Sickly Sweet Tobias remix, both made the top 100.
No way.
Or both made the playlist or whatever it was. And Tobias actually, he was on a festival in New Zealand, and I covered it, and I was like, yeah, I really love Tobias. And then he commented going, oh, I didn't know you know that I existed. And I was like, yeah, dude.
Dude,
yeah,
sick.
Spotify put me onto you. Second is Belong by, I think it's Fife and Kimbra. And you would know Kimbra from somebody that I used to know.
Yes.
And number 1, I had been saying this man's name wrong for 10 years. And he recently announced an Australian tour. It is Saved by Khalid.
Whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So I think Khalid had like a golden run in, the end of the 2010s. Everything he touched was just gold.
Yeah.
I saw him at Splendor. He was such a good show. I got to see the song live. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You had some deep cuts in there. Like, they're not those artists' biggest songs. They're kind of like, interesting.
I've got a few deep cuts. Like this playlist has like a lot of deep cuts for me. Obviously, Catfish, I had so many of their songs in there. What was your top Australian
artist? So
of all time?
I ranked them up because I had 3 up in contention. But my number 1 was The Meeting Tree, which is Joyride, and I forget the other guy's name, but it was a DJ duo, and they just put out funny little dance songs, and I really connected with them. I love them.
Yep.
Who was yours?
I had a bit of a tie. I had Letters to Lions, and I had Mallrat.
Mallrat?
I love Mallrat.
Yeah.
Her older stuff, Uninvited, is one of the best songs of all time. But then some of her newer stuff as well, like Surprise Me.
Yeah.
You've got obviously Groceries is an absolute banger. I love Mallrat. I like the kind of changes that she's done with her music over time.
Me too. I really like her new sort of style that she's got.
Yeah. I can't speak highly enough of Mallrat. And
Brisbane girl.
Yeah. Yeah, sings about Brisbane.
Yeah.
And there's a video of me back at my, maybe a Splendor. And there's a video of me, because it was when like Mallrat did like 11 a.m. set. And there's me, pretty pissed, 11 a.m., Mallrat in the back with a fidget spinner just dancing around. And I actually used it in like
an encapsulation of the time.
Yeah, and I used it in like a promo video for like, I think it's on... it would be on the Breaking Through Instagram. I think it's like it's like one of our main videos. But I love Mallrat. I've never been able to interview her. She's still one of my dream interviews that I'd love to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get back into interviewing that much, but if someone went, "Hey, you want to interview Mallrat?" Yeah, I do.
I'll come along.
Yeah, let's get the Queensland people together. And let's do a show. I think there's some people that I think she's one of the only Australian acts that I'd be like, I haven't interviewed before. Yeah, I'd actually like to see how, she sees the Australian music scene and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And how she sees her music going. And there was a few others where I was like, man, some of these acts they should be way bigger, and they're so talented, and it just goes to show how hard this music industry is for artists and people like us that are trying to do media shit.
Cool. Is that it?
I think that's it.
We're done.
I think that's it for us. Actually.
What
Fridays? Do you got? Fridays? Are we starting to worry?
I'm kind of worried about Fridays.
Are we starting to worry, or?
A little bit.
I said last week I wasn't worried.
Oh, I've heard nothing. Like, and that Pussycat Dolls thing that we talked about last week, like, I think that's true that they're going to try and do their own tour and they're not going to do Fridays. But it's so up Fridays alley. I don't understand why they're not doing it.
And I think for acts in that genre, I think Fridays is like your safest bet, because you don't have to pay for like any of the staging or any of that type of shit. Like, you got a
DJ playing the songs.
I think it's like Fridays is one of the safest things you can do.
Yeah, dude. Like, artists travel out here to just do like 10-minute sets at the start of the day. They'll do 3 songs.
It's not Juicy Fest, brother.
Dude, no, I swear to God, Jordan Sparks did like, I think 3 or 4 songs, and then she was out. She was like, peace.
It's like 20-minute set or whatever.
Yeah, 15 minutes, bro. Crazy. It's not even 20.
But yeah, I said that I'll let you know when I'm worried. I'm not going to say that I'm like super worried, but I'm starting to question myself.
Where it's an Amber Alert.
Yeah, I'm starting. It's like be wary.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll have more details on this over the next couple of weeks.
I imagine if it's not happening, it'll be announced soon that it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't want to put that into people's minds.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to put that into the atmosphere. But it was released this time last year. So I will keep you up to date with everything that we hear. But starting to bet just a little bit of worry Still hopeful though. But that's it from us. Enjoy your week.
Bye, guys.
If anything else announces, I'll post. We'll talk about it. But enjoy your week. Hopefully Fridays post something.